What's up, YouTube? This is Juggernaut097 bringing you guys another video tonight. And tonight I'm going to be doing my TNA Impact review for June 24th, 2015. And this show was pretty good. This was like the go-home show to TNA Slammiversary, and I'm not really, Slammiversary is not really looking too exciting, but Bell to Bell is actually looking exciting, which is going to be next Wednesday live on Destination America, which, and this week they were live on Destination America, and this was actually a pretty good show this week. It's been better than the last few weeks. I mean, it wasn't TNA wasn't the best last week, but this show was actually fun. I liked the show. There were a lot of good returns. There were a lot of surprises on the show. So, nonetheless, let's get started with this review. So first off, it shows EC3 and Tyrus. They're walking to get interviewed by JB. Jeremy Borash. JB says, is there going to be any insight, to who you're picking as your the opponent for Kurt Angle tonight? And then EC3 says, we are live, pal. He goes like hashtag Impact Live, and he goes like last week, Kurt Angle, you chose Lashley as my opponent, the Destroyer, the former world champion. Um, then he says, what did I do? I beat him like I always. I beat people like I always do. Then he goes on to say, this week the power is back in my hands. He says that Kurt Angle, I chose an opponent, who had a legacy in this industry, and he pretty much tells Kurt Angle, "Good luck, they're all counting on you." And then EC3 takes the mic from JB and then leaves, and then Tyrus just stared down JB, and JB runs off. So that was um, pretty alright segment, I guess. Just a little quick backstage segment. JB did a lot of these. I think he's going to start doing these more. So yeah. And then it shows like a video package for like the main things that are going to be happening to you know EC3 choosing an opponent for Kurt Angle, the Dirty Hills versus the Wolves, and Full Metal Mayhem, and those were pretty much the main things that they did about in this video package. So I like the video package. It was good. So yeah. And then we have Kurt Angle come to the ring. Angle says, EC3, your campaign for the world title is coming to an end. 7 days, 1 week, and then he says, I will be able to shut your ass up once and for all. Then he says that bell to bell, there is no one better than Kurt Angle, and he's going to prove that next week. He says. Then he says, tonight I am going to prove that as well. And he says, then he tells EC3 to bring out his opponent for tonight. And then EC3 comes out, and Tyrus comes out with him. EC3 says, Kurt Angle, you are standing on top of the mountain, as there will take an army of like 10,000 people to defeat you. But he goes like, no, there's not an army of 10,000 people to defeat you. There's only one person that can defeat you. And he pretty much says, next. And he says like, in 7 days you will be beaten, and in 7 days this is going to be the most pivotal match in TNA history. The Olympic gold medalist, world heavyweight champion Kurt Angle against the undefeatable challenger EC3. And then EC3 says, you are the best, but that's only for now. Then Angle, says that, he tells him to shut up. He goes like, tell him to shut his damn mouth, and let's get with this match. And Angle says, two things. Are you going, he pretty much says that there's two things that are going to happen to him. Next week you're going to tap out, and then he says, tonight I'm going to tap out my opponent. And then EC3 goes like, tap, 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 tap a Rooney. And Kurt Angle says, you're like, you think you can, then Kurt Angle, he says, you think I can tap? I know it. He says, I know it. No, 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 that was EC3 saying that. He's pretty much saying that. You think I can tap? I know it. I know it's in you inside, because I will never tap out. And then he says, Kurt Angle, I got something you don't have, and that is undefeated streak. And then he says, I have beaten everyone in this company. They have put in front of me. Sting, Lashley, Mr. Anderson, Bully Ray, beaten all of them. And he says he is just getting started. And he goes like, there is no man that in the locker room who could beat me. And he's pretty much saying that he's the best in this company. Since he's undefeated. And then Kurt Angle goes like, you know what? You don't care about the world title. You pretty much only care about yourself. That's pretty much what he said. And he goes like, you think I only care about myself? And then so he came down to the ring, and it looks like they were gonna fight. And he goes like, you know what? He goes like, we'll see if you can tap me out. Like he it looks like they're getting ready to fight. And he goes like, we'll see if they can see if you can tap me out next week. So he kind of like pulled it on us. So we didn't get that. We didn't get a brawl though, which kind of sucked. But yeah, I'm actually really looking excited for that match next week. So moving on. Next we have an X Division Championship match: Low-Ki versus Tigre Uno versus Grado, and it was elimination type of triple threat match. Tigre Uno hit a nice Hurricanrana onto Low-Ki, and then Grado hit some elbows on Low-Ki, and then they both got rid of Low-Ki for a while, and then they both got rid of him, got him to the outside. Tigre Uno like tried slamming Grado, but he couldn't pick him up. But Grado hit a splash on Tigre Uno in the center of the ring, and then Grado pulled down the straps and went to the top rope. But Low-Ki pushes him off, and then Low-Ki hits the Warrior's Way to eliminate Grado. So it kind of sucks that Grado didn't win this match. So Grado's eliminated, so it came down to Tigre Uno and Low-Ki. Tigre rolled up Low-Ki twice, but Low-Ki kicks out both times, and then Tigre does a chops in the corner, and then Low-Ki hit and an electric chair type of move, and slammed his face onto the ground. It was pretty cool. I like that. And Low-Ki went up top on the top rope, but Tigre Uno hit a Hurricanrana off the top rope, and then Tigre went for a I can't remember what the move is called off the top of my head. It's like a I don't know what the move is called off the top of my head, but it was a weird type of move. It's kind of hard to explain how he did this. But Low-Ki moves out of the way, and then Low-Ki went for a drop kick in the corner, but Tigre moves out of the way, and then Tigre Uno wins by a Phoenix Splash type of move, like Seth Rollins does, like Seth Rollins did before. So yeah, Tigre Uno is the new X Division champion, and after the match, he says, this was the greatest night of my life, and yeah, that was that. So we got a new X Division champion. I thought they would have this match like at not Destination X, sorry. Um, Slammiversary. I think they should have had this match at Slammiversary, to get a little more exciting going for Slammiversary. And then it shows a backstage segment with Bram, with JB backstage. Tonight he says that he's going to call any past TNA wrestler tonight. He says that he's going to call any past TNA wrestler out, and he says that it can be tonight, it could be at Slammiversary. And he goes like he doesn't care who it is, and he hates everyone in the roster, and he says he's going to beat that man. And then someone shows up behind JB, puts his arm on JB, puts his hand on JB, and he had gloves on. And was it thinking who I was thinking of? I guess we'll just see when we get to that match. So yeah. And then next we had Angelina Love versus Velvet Sky, and Velvet Sky wins. She is back on the main roster. She's back on the roster. Angelina Love, she gets on the mic and she says, well, we all know this is your last chance to get, back on the roster. And she goes like, get out here. And she goes like, you're not gonna beat me. And then so Velvet Sky comes out. They start the match. Velvet, she just took Angelina Love down, and she just started punching her. Sky just rammed Love hard first, like into the turnbuckle, then Velvet Irish whipped Love into the ring post, and then Angelina Love got rammed into the steel steps. So a lot of ramming in this match, in my opinion. And Angelina Love took control with a like baseball slide type of move, and then Velvet Sky hit two back-to-back clotheslines, and then Velvet Sky kept hitting kicks to the side of the head of Angelina Love, and then Velvet Sky hit a stunner for the win. So she is back on the roster now. So yeah, Angelina Love, she's back. I'm not Angelina Love, sorry, Velvet Sky's back on the roster. So yeah. And then next we had was the tag team match, best of five series. It was the best of five series. This was match four. This is match four, best of five series, and it was a Full Metal Mayhem match. The Dirty Hills versus the Wolves. This match was crazy. Man, at the beginning of the match, I did some chain grappling and stuff like that. I did some chain grappling. You know, did some like headlocks and chain grappling like that, and arm bars and stuff. And then all teams go get chairs, and then the Wolves take advantage, and then the Dirty Hills, they try to take a breather during the match, like outside the ring with these chairs, but the Wolves looked like they were going to do a dive, but the Wolves were doing a dive, and the Dirty Hills brought a ladder out, and then the Dirty Hills take control, and they bring out tables, they bring out trash cans, and they pretty much used a lot of that to their advantage during this match. And this was a very good match. I like this, and I like during the match when the Wolves, they did this like toe, like the I can't drop toe hold into like a like elbow to the back of Bobby Roode during this match. I mean, this match was this fast-paced action. This was probably one of the best matches of the night. And during the match, Davey Richards, he like wrapped a chain around his leg, like because he tried to do like a knock him out, with a roundhouse kick, but he didn't get that to happen during the match. Austin Aries, he had on the last chancer during this match. The Wolves, they did a lot of dives. They hit like three back-to-back dives during this, like they usually do. But there's this really cool spot during the match where I don't remember who they put through the table. I think it was Davey Richards. No, I think it was Eddie Edwards. Yeah, it was Eddie Edwards. They put Eddie Edwards through the table, like when Bobby Roode was doing the power bomb, and Austin Aries like did a kick off, like he did a drop kick off the top rope, and then Eddie Edwards went through the table, and then he kicks out of that because Davey Richards broke up that. But the winners of the match were the Dirty Hills, so so the series is tied up right now, and the next team who wins this is the tag team champions, and I'll tell you how they won. So Austin Aries rolls up. He rolls up Eddie Edwards for the 1, 2, 3 when Bobby Roode does a little blow on Eddie Edwards. So yeah, they win the match. So I think match 5 is gonna be really good. So, and that's gonna be a belt to belt. So yeah, that was that. And then next, we have a promo backstage with Matt Hardy. He's like kind of promo about making his comeback. He how he hates EC3, but Carter, EC3, arrived and then said, Matt needs to win tonight because if he does, he will get a title shot in the future if EC3 wins. And then Matt Hardy then said, he already made his legacy, like he said, like EC3 said during the night. And then and EC3 has to win next week to make his legacy. So yeah. And then next we had, which was this was really shocking. We had Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is back in TNA, but this is only for one time thing. So Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett, they make their way to the ring. Jeff Jarrett noted that he was founded by he was the founder of Global Force Wrestling, and um, he discussed getting a call from TNA, and he explains that this issue with TNA, he decides to replay and had controversy with TNA, and then he wanted to they wanted to help. They wanted him to come back for the King of the Mountain match at Slammiversary, and he discussed all the good times he had in TNA. Angle's debut, Joe's, headbutt heard around the world, and he talks about AJ Styles becoming the best wrestler. And then he talks about Storm and Rude, becoming beer money, and then he talks about all the good memories of TNA, and then but he goes like there were some bad things also, and he talked about Global Force Wrestling, how there's a future, and then Karen Jarrett got on the mic. She said that she didn't want him to take the offer, but Jarrett talked her into, because TNA was his baby. She's fine with it because Jeff Jarrett didn't wanted to go out on a great way. He wanted to go out the way he wanted to go out because Sting, of course, fired him. Like, I don't remember how, because I don't think I was watching back TNA then, because it was so bad. Like the product was so bad. And he pretty much said that he's back for this one match only, and he says that's pretty much there to win the King of the Mountain match. So yeah, I guess we'll see if he does win. See if it goes out on his own way. So yeah, that's pretty much all to say about that. I mean, there's not really much else to say. I don't really know what else to say about that. So yeah, moving on. Then the next match we had was Bram versus his mystery opponent, which was Vader, which that's who I thought it was, kind of, because I glove like that big hand. I go like, it has to be Vader. I mean, who else has a big hand like that? But Vader, he kept throwing rights and lefts back like onto Bram, and then he cornered Bram, and then started throwing punches at him. Vader clotheslines Bram, and then Vader hit a Vader bomb during the match. The crowd popped for that really during this match. But Bram kicks out. Bram uses like a thing used for a turnbuckle during the match. Like the thing you tie. I don't know what it is, like a turnbuckle thing. That's what I'm just gonna call it. And he hits Vader with it. So Earl Hebner disqualifies him. So the winner of the match was Vader. He wins the match. And of course, if you don't know, Vader used to be in TNA. He was in TNA for a little while. So yeah, but the winner of the match was Vader by DQ. And then after the match, Bram beat up Vader. He started kicking him. But then from out of nowhere, Matt Morgan shows up. Matt Morgan he pretty much took out Bram and clotheslines him over to the top rope. And yeah, Matt Morgan is back in TNA. I don't know if it's like for full time, but I just don't know yet. But he's gonna be facing Matt Morgan at Slammiversary, so that's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. So we haven't saw Matt Morgan in quite a bit. So yeah, and then next we have is Sergeant Chris Melendez versus Eric Young. At the beginning of the match, Eric Young hits a DDT, and then Eric Young hit a nice neck breaker. Then Eric Young kept trying to take off Chris Melendez, like his leg, because he has he blew off his leg more, of course. So he kept trying to take off his leg, and then I don't really know what else to say about this match. It was pretty much domination by Eric Young. I'm about to say EC3, sorry. But this is pretty much domination by Eric Young. But the winner of the match was Eric Young. He wins by the pile driver. And during the match, also Chris Melendez, he kept trying to do forearms into the face of Eric Young. But yeah, that's pretty much all to say about this. I mean, I guess it was an alright match. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about this. So yeah, moving on. And then next we have was like this wasn't even supposed to be a match. We had the Rising and like the BDC. They started brawling, and everybody, we had Micah out there. We had everybody started like everybody of the BDC and the Rising were just brawling. But then Hernandez came out to help. We didn't know who he was out to help at first, but then we figured out who he was out to help, and it was the BDC. And then they take out Drew Galloway and the rest of the Rising. So we got newest member of the BDC is Hernandez. So that must have been what he was talking about. How he had this master strategy. Because I don't think I talked about that the segment they have backstage, which I don't really need to go back and talk about that segment because he's pretty much saying that he's their team is pretty much dominant. They're pretty much the most dominant team in TNA, and he has a master strategy, which was his master strategy. So yeah, that was that, and then we got the main event. We got Kurt Angle versus Matt Hardy, and Hardy hit a nice swinging neck breaker, and then Hardy hit a two leg drops, and then Angle hit a good belly to belly suplex. Hardy kept like targeting the neck when Hardy hit a side Russian leg sweep, and then they both started trading blows, and then Angle went for three German suplexes, and then Angle was going for the angle slam, but Hardy counters it, and then Mike Hardy was going for the side effect, but Angle kicks out at two, and then Hardy went for the twist of fate, but Angle counters that and hits the Sorry, I'm losing my thought here. Hit the angle slam, and then he went for and then Angle went for the ankle lock, but Matt Hardy countered that. And during the match, Matt Hardy hit like four. He hit four um, side effects during the match, and he hit they were just trading back finishers during this whole match. Pretty much what it was, this finishers after finisher. Um, but the winner of the match was Kurt Angle. He wins by the ankle lock when Matt Hardy was trying to go for a twist of fate, but um, Angle countered that into an ankle lock, and Matt Hardy taps out. But after the match, EC3 and Tyrus attacked both Matt Hardy and Kurt Angle, and then Angle took out Tyrus and gave him a Angle slam, and then they were just EC3 and Angle had like a stare down, and then to end the show you saw Angle put in an ankle lock on EC3, and you see EC3 tapping. So could that be the fate of EC3 next week? I really don't see that happening next Wednesday. I kind of see a new champion, EC3. Trouble, 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 trouble. Oh, I really like EC3's theme, as you guys can tell that. But, yeah, that was TNA for this week. I liked it. This was a good show this week. Slammiversary this Sunday. I don't know if I'm watching it yet. I'm going to be doing a predictions video for it, so I'm still going to do a predictions video for it. But yeah, next week, bell to bell. I'm looking more excited to bell than Slammiversary, in my opinion. But, this bell to bell is going to be good. So the matches for next week at bell to bell is going to be the Wolves versus the Dirty Hills at match 5, and we got Taryn Terrell versus Brooke, Taskmaster versus Awesome Kong for the Knockouts title. We also have Kurt Angle versus EC3 for the World Heavyweight Championship, TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, this was a good TNA. Like I said, I liked it this week. Fun show. I think bell to bell is going to be good. See where they're going with the future of TNA, and we'll see how Summerversary goes. So, that's about it, guys. If this is your first time ever checking out one of my videos, please smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to follow my Twitter at TheTrueJSB, which my link it will be down below in the description, so you can go follow me on Twitter. And that's about it, guys. Ring of Honor review tomorrow, and then my Slammiversary predictions, and I'm going to be reviewing pay-per-view on the network. I'm going to be reviewing Battleground 2013, and then I'm going to be reviewing every SummerSlam ever. I'm going to be reviewing every SummerSlam except 2014, because I already reviewed that last year. So I'm going to review every of those on the network. And how much minutes we at? 25 minutes. So I'm about to end this because it's getting late. So I guess I'll catch you guys in my next video. So peace out. Catch you guys in my next video.